Hey folks, Father Sampatik from CG Virus. Today we're going to show you our new plugin for Blender Compositor. This is called Disk Cache add-on. So Blender Compositor has one problem that we cannot see our things in real time. So I have tried to solve this problem. So let's see how can we do that. So after downloading this zip file, just extract it here, and here is our add-on. So let's go to Blender, and I'm coming back. Now let's go to user preference, install from file. I'm going for add-on. Here is our Compositor Disk Cache. So you can search for it in Disk Cache and it will be there. And enable this guy, save the user settings. There we go. So first of all, let's see. I think I have some problem here. Left, yep. Okay, yeah. Let's see the setup here. So first of all, let's go to the compositing here, and if you want to use this kind of setup, that's okay, but I'm going to make my own. So let's do it first. This will be our node editor, and this will be, here will be two parts. One is called video sequence editor. So in video sequence editor you will get these two buttons right now, and this will be our UV mesh editor. Okay, so here we will go for this only. So that is a display. Okay, and also what I want to do is basically create a new layer here, a very simple layer, and we're going to make it video sequence editor, and it will be just the timeline. So it is timeline, and this is the display, and this is display and timeline. So I'm going to use timeline here, and I'm going to use display here, only display. Okay, you can see this is the display. So both have these two buttons, so we're going to use them. For simplicity's sake, we're going to make two shortcuts first. So let's go here, right click, add shortcut. So this cache preview, what this cache preview does is basically, cache the preview, and this one just clear the cache. So I'm going to make a shortcut here with right click, add shortcut. My favorite one is Alt 0. If you want to do other things, you can do. Then right click, add shortcut. I'm going to make it Control Alt 0, numpad 0. Okay, so this one is now Alt numpad 0, and this one is Control Alt numpad 0, and everything is fine. So this is my layout. So if you want to use your own layout and design, you can do it. I'm making the Natron or Nuke type of layer here, so I'm actually comfortable with it. And this will be our timeline. We can use these as our timeline as well, no problem, and other things are fine. So just expand it here, and now what I'm going to do is basically I'm going to create a new compositing layout, and I'm going to name it Compositing Custom. Okay, so as we have already done our shortcut, so let's go to file, and okay, now let's go to 3D view, or default view again. So we have our Compositing Custom, so I want to save it, so I don't need to do it again and again. So let's go to save startup file. Okay, so Control U and save this as a startup file. So from now default will be here, and Compositing Custom should be here, and as we have done some these shortcuts, so I need to save it as well. So just Control Alt U and save user settings. That's it. That's the big part. Now if I close Blender and if I enable Blender again, we will get this Compositing Custom, and also our shortcuts. As we have saved the user settings, our shortcuts is also here. Okay, so we can use it. Alt 0, Ctrl 0, though it will not work now. So let's get started and let's see the final thing. Alright, so let's get started, and what we're going to do here first is basically go to the compositing and use notes. There we go. I'm going to select this guy, Shift A, image, and I'm going to open some image here. So I'm going to use Tears of Steel. Here we go. So let's connect it with Compositor, not the viewer. This is viewer, this is Compositor. Okay, so not the viewer, Compositor. Okay, now let's go here and go to render result. There was viewer node, I'm going to render result. Okay, now press Shift A and scene. There we go. And here what we're going to do, press N and let's go to rendered. There we go. So now you can see your render. Okay, fine. So what we're going to do here is basically Tears of Steel is 1920 by 800, so I'm going to 800. This is our resolution. Yep. Okay, and this is 50%. we are going to use 50%, but when we are going to do final render we will increase it to 100%. Now you can see a weird thing, that if I'm going to 50%, it will crop it down here and also here. So what we have to do here is basically Shift A and press scale and connect it with here. Okay, and go to scene size, go to render size and make it fit. Okay, now everything will work perfectly fine. So if I'm going to suppose 800, suppose 100, it will fit everything fine and everything will work. So 100% is actually cost of memory, so I don't think it will be viable. So let's use 50% here. If you want to render it in 100%, it will do the job as well, no problem. Okay, first thing first is done, so everything is ready to work, but we need to do the preview. So how can we do it? So if I'm going to cache preview, you can see it will see an error. It says please add the scene strip. If done already, then specify the temporary directory in render panel output. Long. Okay, so this is our output directory, so we need to specify some directory. So you can use desktop or whatever the driver is, not a problem. So let's create a new folder. I'm going to name it something like a tempo or something. Actually I have already done some. Okay, let's go to let's go to new folder, and I'm just going to name it something like temporary or something blah blah blah. Don't use relative path, that is the important thing, and by default it will uncheck the relative path, so not to worry. So let's accept. I'm going to use JPEG here because come on, it's a cache file, nothing to worry about that. So everything is done here. Okay, perfectly fine, not a problem. So this will be our working area, this will be our preview area. Okay, so now let's do some I don't know, basic compositing like brightness and contrast. So I'm just going to give it something like brightness here, press I, and let's go here, let's do brightness down here a little bit, extreme. There we go, and something like that. So let's do here something like brightness down a little bit, just to demonstrate the things here. Okay, I think we will go with this, and this is much more flashy. Well, let's use something like this. I'm not sure. Also let's contrast down a little bit, whatever, doesn't matter. So here the basic thing is how to preview it. Yeah, so let's go to P. Let's select P, and suppose I need this region. So if I'm going to Alt A, you will see the 1312 fps, but it is not real time. Okay, so how can we do that real time? Here comes the cache preview thing. So if I'm going to Alt numpad 0 or just check this, click this button. So let's click this button first, and it will cache it real fast. Okay, and it will create actually image strip to your preview boundary. Okay, so now if I'm going to Alt A, you can see we have 24 because we did it with 24 fps. If you have 25, it will do the 25 whatever, so it will be real time. So you can see that here. So suppose it is done. So let's see another preview region. So press P, let's go there, cache preview Alt 0, there we go, and it will create the cache preview here, Alt 0, there we go. So Alt A, and it will dynamically, you know, cut it to your preview region, so you don't have to worry about that. Yeah, Alt A, Alt A. So now suppose I need to make some adjustment here. I can do it here and can see it here, but not here. So if you want to dynamically update it, you can use clear cache. What clear cache do is basically Control Alt 0. Actually here Control Alt 0, and it will clear the cache, so there will be no cache. Okay, so now you can see it dynamically. So that is the thing. Okay, so Alt 0, it will preview the cache here again, and we need to wait. Here we go, and it will give us the real-time feedback here. So clear cache, and Alt P will decorate the unpreview the thing. So if you need to preview the whole cache, just press Alt P. That means, you know, without any preview region, so press Alt P and it will be the whole cache. You can do it, just cache preview, and it will do its job here. We need to wait for a moment, and it will be done really soon. It's very faster, and you can see the memory limit. The memory limit is very low, so I have seen that it's pretty much amazing to work with. So memory limitation is not a problem. So press Alt A, and it will see your 24 fps preview here dynamically, not a problem, whatever. So that is the thing. So if you want to clear the cache, you can press Alt Control Alt 0 or clear cache. It will be clear the cache. That's it. So that's how it should work. So let's see fast preview or fast setup here. So let's see the workflow again. So press Ctrl X. So suppose I need to work here in this sector. So let's use something else. So let's use, what can we use? Okay, let's use blur. There we go. So I need to blur it out a little bit, so something like 20 blur here. So press I and I, and let's see, here will be the I and I, and suppose here it should go to 0. Okay, I and I. So we can see what is happening here. There we go. So let's see, here we can give it something like 0. Yeah, I and I. So this is the blur section, so we can see it all right. It's not a problem. If you want to press Alt A, you can see the real time as well, you know, some pseudo real time. Yeah, so let's got the animation player. So now let's go to preview region, something like here, from here. Yeah, something like here, and press Alt 0, and it will preview. Press yeah, now press Alt A, and it will show you the real-time feedback here. Yeah, there you go. So that's how you can work with it. So from here it will not cache preview, only the preview region will be cache preview. So That's it. So now suppose I need to preview other regions, something like this, or let's see, something like this. So now we can press Alt 0 again, and it will cache preview the setup for you, and it will be dynamic. That is the plus point here. So it will be dynamic, and we don't need to wait to cut and press things here. So that's it. Press Alt A and you will see. Yeah, so that's it. And if you need to clear the cache for some reason, so you can press clear cache or Alt numpad, Control Alt numpad 0. Obviously you can change your shortcuts, so not a problem, and it will be real-time feedback again. So that's how you can work with it. Also it will work for VSE. That means the sequence editor. So sequence editor, but for sequence editor Metastip will not work. Okay, the Metastip will not work. Other than that, everything will work. So it's up to you how you want to use it. So it is in 15. So if you want to give it interactively, give it 30, you can do it in code. So if you want to do that, let me know. It doesn't matter. I can do the code in 30, and it really doesn't matter. So let me know. So here it is. Okay, you can see that. So that's how it works. So yeah, that's it. And I'm Father Sympathetic from CG Virus, and we're going to see you next time. Bye bye.